My penchant for mixing and matching straps and bracelets is well documented. From wearing my YS88 on Henry Archer's Beads of Right bracelet and fitting a Houtman bracelet on the 89, to swapping the beautiful Italian leather the Gravithin Focuscope came on for a cheap AliExpress strap, I'm always looking for ways to improving the looks of a watch while making it unique in the process. That being said, have I managed to bring some coherence to the design of this timepiece while enhancing one of the watches in my collection, or have I failed miserably? I'm looking forward to reading your comments, but first let's delve into the review of the Zelos Swordfish 38 field. Zelos have decided to keep the hands, case and bracelet of their legendary diver and made some inspired decisions everywhere else in order to creating a watch that looks out of place in the Swordfish range. The name doesn't help much either, creating an open invitation for an easy joke. Never mind the name though, if the diver has drawn comparisons with the Seiko Samurai due to its angular profile, by stripping it of its bezel and adding some ultra polished surfaces, Zelos have created a laser-cut tesseract that looks as conspicuous as a fish out of the water. There, I said it. The watch head looks considerably thicker than its 12mm height, which is puzzling considering the deployment of the 3-volume trick watch manufacturers use to make cases look thinner. Placing it next to the true field watch I'll review next week, it clearly looks chunkier despite actually being 1mm thinner. I guess the main culprits for this are the thick mirror polished bezel and the very compact lug-to-lug distance. Zelos advertised it to be 44mm, but I measured it at 41.5, flaring up to 43.5mm. This, of course, means the Swordfish wears true to its 38mm diameter, even despite the dramatic crown guards combo. Speaking of the crown, its initial action was quite mushy and vague, particularly when pushing it in after adjusting the time, which was quite puzzling considering this watch is powered by the dateless Seiko NH38, so there's no ghost position to interfere with a smooth operation. As I wore the watch though, it either adjusted itself or I adjusted myself to it. The Swordfish 38 comes with a variety of dials to choose from, 3 on the bronze case and 4 on the stainless steel. From color to texture, the only one with a somewhat classic appearance is the Frost version I'm holding. And I have to say that, of all the models bearing this rather generic name, the Zelos take is the closest to truly bringing winter to your wrist. Well, except for the Zelos Horizon's Lunar Frost. That watch was really special, and I'm glad to see the Singaporean microbrand revisiting that specific model by borrowing its beautiful carving of the numerals, so similar to prints left in fresh snow. The snow of its dial does a great job of replicating the enamel through the thorough application of BGW9 lume, turning this watch into a spectacular torch at night. Timing its lasting effect serves really no purpose, as I never had any problems reading the time in pitch black darkness. Legibility was actually the reason I have opted for this variant. Despite a surprisingly suboptimal application of anti-reflective compound underneath its sapphire crystal, the Swordfish 38 is a champion of readability on the account of its hour and minute hands. Identical in shape and size to the ones on the other dial variants, these ones look utilitarian and oversized, and it's almost like they don't belong, particularly when considering the hour hand points at delicately carved numerals, while the longer hand points at the train track ministrack punctuated by pastel blue triangles. And the hands are the reason I felt this watch demands a black strap instead of the bracelet it came on. So I took it off its lovely bracelet and I put it on an FKM strap from Wise. I believe that the contrasts between the black matte texture of the strap, the glossy white dial and the shiny polished case give this watch more character. By choosing to complement such a small but very visible detail as the set of hands, I sought to bring balance in a watch where the polished steel was actually fighting the dial for the attention. I actually find it odd that Zelos didn't offer their FKM strap as an alternative, saving it only for the bronze cased variants. Now, the Zelos bracelet is very good. Perhaps the best one equipping any $400 watch out there, especially with its on-the-fly micro-adjustment system. Its tolerances are tight, it's sturdy yet flexible, so it would have been a shame to not try to find a better use for it. And, in my opinion, I have found it. Ever since getting it pre-owned, I wore this Hamilton chrono on a multitude of straps, from leather to canvas to FKM, from black to khaki to beige. This, however, is a thick 16mm watch screaming for a bracelet. So it was a no-brainer to try this 20mm bracelet designed for a 38mm watch, and guess what? This shoe found its Cinderella. This former baseball player / actor just found the fitting glove. Sure, there's a mismatch between the brushed lugs and the polished bracelet, but I kinda like the contrast, and anyway, the polished bezel counterbalances it. I am happy with the result. And I had to be happy, because I screwed up. This is not my first rodeo. I told you before I fitted my Adamascus 88 on Henry Archer's and my 89 on the Houtman's bracelets. Each of those two combos posed the same challenge. The end links would leave a tiny gap to the case and would lead to a Lamborghini door effect where they would swing up. My solution to this problem was to apply some plastic adhesive on the end links, fusing them with the case. A few drops of my wife's nail polish remover would dissolve the bond when needed, so when I encountered the same issue when trying to fit the Zelos bracelet on the Hemi Chrono, I resorted to the same fix. Or I thought I did. By accident, I used a metal adhesive that now renders the quick-release spring bars useless. This bracelet's here to stay. So, did I ruin one watch? Did I ruin two watches? Have I rather improved both of them? You be the judge. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you're not a subscriber yet, click subscribe so you'll have more chances to admire my ingenuity or laugh at my failures. And watch any of the videos that popped on your screen, documenting my previous attempts to improving what were already great watches. Thank you for your attention. Bye.